What is quality investing, and what type of investors should be looking at quality?
Quality is a style, and for us, what we think of when we think of quality is it's really about competitive advantages in a business. Those competitive advantages allow a strong management team to execute in a manner that produces a lot of free cash flow. That free cash flow is extremely powerful because it's what acts as the fuel of the engine of growth that business can endure over time. And ultimately, all of that free cash flow is used to create value in the business. And value creation is, from a long-term perspective, what stock markets ultimately recognize, value creation in the business. So it's an important element that helps to distinguish from what we would say are good, resilient, long-term businesses versus those that might be successful in shorter periods, but ultimately may not be successful in the long term. We would actually say that any investor should look at quality. Now, I know that sounds like an easy answer and that it really should be part of anybody's asset allocation, but I think the way we would target that is if there's an element of a client's goals and objectives or an institution's objectives that have some semblance around the idea of creating intergenerational equity, creating some sort of long-term resilient wealth in a portfolio, that's where quality can play a role. And I think that needs to be sort of countered against, say, momentum or something like that, where you may do that to try to capture faster growth, but you also recognize that momentum may not always be your friend, and you need something that's going to be, again, resilient, sort of through the cycles, will do really, really well. And if there's that element to a portfolio, then that's where quality can play that role really fairly well. What I think the other piece too is that where there's a desire to have what we would say a less volatile ride through a cycle, better performance in down markets while still keeping up when things go well, that more comfortable experience from an investment objective is what quality really can do. We're located in Portland, Oregon, and I do think there is a subtle advantage maybe from that perspective. Nothing against the East Coast or New York, where the financial center really resides, but I think being away from the noise of the markets really, I think, has always enhanced our ability to stay very focused on the research we do on our businesses. It's allowed us to maintain the discipline in a manner where we haven't really ever deviated from it. We test it to make sure we still think it works, but then we stay focused on it. And I think being able to just keep our head down and stay in the moment of what we believe to be quality investing, I think it does make a difference. It's allowed us to be around for 35 years, and hopefully we'll be around for another 35 and beyond because of that.